Scientists found that what you look at literally rewires your brain, your focus, your self control, even your spiritual strength. That literally can be destroyed, or you can rebuild it by the things that you see on a daily basis. And of course, today I will show you how lowering your gaze can transform your mind, your habits, and even your faith, a universal guide with science and scripture. The main goal here, of course, is by the end of this video, you will understand why lowering your gaze matters, not just from a religious perspective, but also psychologically and science. Most importantly, you will know exactly how to start practicing this today. If you implement everything that I'm gonna tell you in this video, it's super easy, and the only thing you need to do is implement the actionable steps that I'm gonna give you here. Okay, so let's start first with science and psychology. When you control where you look, you're training your self-control in your brain. And scientists have found that your eyes are like the front door to your mind. Whatever you let in can shape your thoughts, your emotions, even your desires. That's the reason why I put this picture in the first place, is because as you can see, this is your eyes, and whatever you look at will stay in your subconscious mind. The reason why it's going to stay in your subconscious mind is because our mind is 95% subconsciousness and 5% consciousness. That's why whatever you watch, it can be movies, it can be videos, it can be a girl that you saw maybe naked in the street, it's gonna stay in your subconscious mind. But when you keep looking at things that trigger lust and temptation, your brain releases dopamine. Of course, the same chemical linked to the addiction. The more you look, the more you want it, and it creates a cycle that's hard to break. Of course, as you can see here, I'm gonna explain you here quick how the things work. So the baseline of the dopamine, as you can see here, is quite normal. But obviously, if you want to satisfy more yourself, what you need is more dopamine. And of course, if you need more dopamine, the baseline of the dopamine gonna go up. And if it's gonna go up, you need even more dopamine. And what's gonna happen is that if you need more dopamine, that means you need to do some extreme stuff in order to satisfy yourself. It can be doing a sexual relationship with a female even though she doesn't want to, and you know what I'm talking about, or maybe something else that is very bad because you just want to satisfy your brain just with some chemicals, literally. But when you lower your gaze, you break the cycle, you give your brain a chance to reset, reduce unwanted thoughts, and stay focused on what really matters in your life. And now of course we're gonna go to the religious perspective. So this isn't just about science. Both the Bible and the Quran clearly talk about guarding your eyes, because what you see affects your heart but also your soul, right? So let's start first with the Quran. Surah An-Nur 24:30. Tell the believing man to lower their gaze and guard their custody. The second one is the Surah An-Nur 24:31. And tell the believing woman to lower their gaze and guard their modesty. And of course, the reason why I put this is because there is also women that need to lower their gaze. It's not only about men, it's also about women as well. And for Christian people, of course, as you can see, the Proverbs 4:25. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. The second one is Job 31:1. I made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a young woman. There is also Matthew 5:28. Everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed an adultery with her in his heart. A lot of people talk about this in TikTok, and that's how I got it. There's also Matthew 6:22-23. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is unhealthy, your whole body will be full of darkness. And remember, just like what I've told you here, everything that you see is going to stay in your subconscious mind. And if it's going to stay in your subconscious mind, it's going to put you in a very critical position. It can be watching pornography. It can be watching some extreme content that you don't even want to watch in the first place, just because you cannot even lower your gaze. So these verses shows you that controlling your eyes isn't about punishment. It's about protecting your heart, your mind, and of course, your future. The reason why I put this picture in the first place is because I just want to test you watching this video, so if you can lower your gaze. So as you can see, there is a girl who have very lustful body. Make sure to always lower your gaze. When you see those type of pictures, it can be on social media. We're gonna talk about this more later. And as you can see here, what's gonna happen is when you stop looking at things with your lustful intention, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna shift from lust to love. You're gonna start to love the person with your real intentions and not the fake one or the lustful ones. And this of course applies to you if you have a partner or if you have a wife, or maybe if you are looking for one. So now we're gonna go to the actionable steps and how to do it. First thing first is to catch yourself early. The second you feel your eyes wandering, remind yourself God is watching me. That alone can help you control the urges. Don't be like this guy, as you can see. Whenever there is a girl who is passing by, you're just gonna keep looking at her in the lustful way. Be like this guy who is covering his eyes to not see this girl or to seek her in the lustful way. The second thing, which is kind of like a cool thing that I thought about, is to use the spiritual reminders. Write down a verse from the Bible or the Quran and keep it on your phone lock screen. Every time you look at it, it will remind you of your commitment. I found one for Islam and the other one for Christianity. The third thing is to redirect your focus. Instead of staring, shift your eyes somewhere neutral. Look at the ground for a moment or focus on something else entirely. The reason why I put this picture in the first place is because even the strongest man in the Bible got taken down by lust. And of course, lust is not a game. That's why I'm showing you here on how to lower your gaze. The fourth thing that you can do is limit triggers. Stay away from content or replace that, making it harder for you to control your eyes. It's easier to avoid temptations than fight it constantly. And what I mean by this is, of course, there is a lot of OF girls that are super present right now. Unfortunately, this is the generation that we are living right now, or maybe the generation that we are living in. Well, of course, when you're gonna scroll on TikTok, Instagram, X, or Facebook, you're always gonna find lustful women that are showing their body in a super lustful way just to make money from it. And that's super sad, as you can see. The fifth thing is to fill your mind with purpose. This is super important, and I cannot emphasize this enough. When you have goals, hobbies, faith practices, or even workouts to focus on, your energy moves towards building your life instead of wasting it on distractions. And the reason why I put this, as you can see, it's a super popular quote. When a man can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. And this applies to every single person who is smoking, drinking, partying, seeking girls in a lustful way. It's because they don't have a deep sense of meaning in this life. And that's what I mean by purpose. And of course, the conclusion is that lowering your gaze isn't just a religious rule, it's a life upgrade. Science shows you that it resets your brain and gives you control over your thoughts. Scriptures shows you that it protects your heart and your soul. But when you start practicing this today, you will notice your mind get clearer and your focus improves, and of course your self-respect growth. Self-respect is super important because a lot of people, when they are looking at other women, they are just simply disrespecting themselves. So make the choice right now, protect your eyes, protect your heart, and protect your future. And of course, if you are serious about finally taking control of your mind, your habits, your life, I'm opening spots for my one-on-one coaching program. This is only for people who are 100% serious and ready to invest in themselves. All you have to do is click the first link in the description and book a free discovery call. As you can see on the screen, I've helped all of those people overcoming PMO, which stands for porn, masturbation, orgasm. And if you are struggling with lust, this applies to you as well. Subscribe for more videos like those, and remember that life is all of lessons. Learn as much as you can. Peace.